I love to start with evidence. For those of you who are new to these webinars, I always start with evidence from the past month of doing readings, because the fact that somebody who never saw spirits their whole life, who still doesn't see them, but feels them and hears them and sees images they give her, that's me, the medium, knows the greater reality is real now, without any doubt, can guarantee you that your loved ones who have passed are still part of your life. And so I love to share the wows that have come up since the last monthly connection. Some of you still need convincing. That's great. Others don't need any more convincing. So we just celebrate and say, wow, yay. And some of you are practicing to learn to connect yourself as a medium or with your own loved ones. And these kinds of stories open you up to what's possible for you. And so I try to include teaching points with every one of these stories. The first one has to do with a client who, right off the bat, she told me, I want to connect with the love of my life, her partner. Not everybody tells me who they want to connect with. It doesn't matter to me, because my job is to sense who's here. And sometimes when people tell me who they want to connect with, I don't sense them at first anyway. Others across the veil come in first because they have an important message. But in this case, I did sense her partner, and we had a beautiful connection. He showed me accurately how he passed right away. Physical symptoms in my own body pointing exactly to how he passed. But the reason I'm bringing this one up is because over the years of doing readings, I have amassed a library of symbols that come up naturally. And as I was just saying that, my guide Brenda is right here. She's a friend to everybody on the team here. Everybody knows Brenda, knew her when she was in physical form. And she says, actually, Suzanne, those symbols don't arise naturally, because she is telling the spirits, as my mediumship guide, those are Suzanne's symbols, use these, go ahead and use them. So in this case, this woman's partner across the veil, who was actually her husband, she called him the love of her life. It was her, that's lovely. Ty and I have an acronym for that. You know me as the queen of acronyms, right? Well, he's my Lamo and I'm his Lamo, love of my life. Now the secret's out. Sounds like camel, but he's good, like, how's my Lamo today? So I can understand why she would call her husband the love of her life. So anyway, this guy in spirit, even though I couldn't see his face, they do charades for me, the spirits. And he went like this, big circle, the big O. Well, it may not think what you think the big O is. It's a symbol for me that means a womb that was empty, barren, no children. How did that symbol come to me? Because it came from a spirit during some reading some time back. The spirit went like that, and I intuitively knew through claircognizance and clairsentience she didn't have any children. Her womb never had a baby in it. And I stated that, and the woman said, yes, that's right. And I silently said, Brenda, that's a good symbol from now on for anybody who doesn't have children. Why do we care? Because it's evidence. We want those across the veil to tell us things I couldn't possibly know. So when this woman's Lamo said, did the symbol, I said, oh, and he's showing me my symbol for the fact that you don't have any children. Oh, she said, exactly right. And I loved that reading because she kept saying, exactly right, exactly right. And then I said something that was just outright wrong. And I said, not exactly right. We kept the energy high. I heard in that reading 3 different names. Let's just say, Mary, Bob, Jimmy. I state the names as I hear them, and she didn't know what it was. So not exactly right, right? Each time, 3 names. And then I heard the name Brian, and I broke one of my rules. I didn't say it. So we get to the end of the reading. Can you see this one coming? I said, so what was your husband's name? She says, Brian. I was just frustrated with myself. So you see, that's the human side of us. And it's very natural when you have like 3 names in a row that are not hitting it to not give one. But I have learned this lesson over and over. So number 1, I'll show you that we're all still very human, but to give those of you who are practicing mediumship just that extra push to trust. It's funny, I was dealing with internet issues earlier before one of these big webinars, and it was a little bit of a concern, but I was saying, Archangel Michael, please help me, guides, let's make sure everything goes smoothly. And I looked down and was snagged by a pen that was lying here. I don't know where I got this pen. I didn't know it was lying here. It's not an apport. It didn't just show up. I'm sure I got it somewhere, but it has the word trust on it. And there it was, right when I needed it. So Spirit is always talking to us, and they may use snagging us with something to get our attention, but trust was the issue here. I didn't trust myself. I don't know why I got 3 names that didn't make sense to her. I've had a reading where I got 5 names that didn't make sense. I gave them anyway, and they all made sense to the woman later. So learning to trust is one of the biggest challenges I have found as a medium. I will use an excuse that I had not done many readings in this room yet, and I had not done many readings as we were coming across the country. So it's just a little rusty with different energy. And this to me shows the importance of consistency. So any of you who are not practicing doing readings regularly, if that's your thing, or you're not connecting with your loved ones, sitting regularly to keep that connection, to work on that connection, to make it more clear, it is very, very important. It's like, yes, it's like riding a bicycle. You do get back on and we pick it up right again, but there are little bumps in the road. And for me, that was a real indicator. The trust factor has gone down just a little because I haven't been doing enough readings. So I want to encourage you all in that way.